Now joining me on set, a master negotiator himself, Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary. Mr. Wonderful, good to see you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Tell me what you think is taking place here when it comes to Putin, the end of this war. Donald Trump is hard on Zelensky, publicly compliments Putin. Bill Clinton says that's what you have to do with Putin.
Well, if you want to mediate, you can't show favoritism to either side, although it's distasteful to some people to show favoritism to Putin because he actually invaded Ukraine. But here's where I think the whole deal is going at the end of the day. It's very expensive for Putin as well, and he doesn't like all the tariffs and everything else. It hurts. And it's really expensive for Ukraine. And Europe's nervous because, you know, they want the war to stop, because if you don't stop Russia, they'll just keep going. That's the assumption. Here's the deal I think could happen, and I think is likely to be a derivative of this. The land that Putin got before he invaded, there was a war going on there for 8 years. He had that already. Many Russians lived there. That was his basis to do it. And the world didn't really care at that point. Then he invaded, and he's got, 20% more of the Ukraine, let's call it that. I think you give him 10%. Take back half of it, particularly with the strategic minerals. Cut a minerals deal with the U.S., which now Zelensky says he's willing to do. But there's one element missing. Give it to NATO. In other words, make the deal with Putin, but say, I'm sorry, it's going to have to be a NATO state, but you're going to get this land that you fought for, because you don't want to own this problem in the U.S. forever and fund it forever. You got to make the Europeans take care of their own backyard. And I think that's where you could get a deal done. Now, the alternative to basically saying, okay, it's not going to be NATO, is you make sure the U.S. invests a lot in the infrastructure that they own there.
Right.
Because then Putin will say, well, I can't blow up a power plant.
United States power plant.
Because then the poo-poo will hit the fan.
Right.
So one way or the other, there has to be some assurances that there's a security that is funded, but Trump is putting it out in a beneficial fashion.
I don't think NATO would be, this is just my suspicion in the way he's behaved so far, any prospect of NATO on his doorstep would be a deal that would be amenable to Putin.
You don't think Putin would ever agree?
I don't think he would ever agree.
Well, if he got half the land, you never know until you're sitting down with him. I would push for that because, boy, I don't want to own the problem of paying.
But what do I know? That's for President Trump to negotiate between Zelensky.
You can speculate all you want, just like I am.
And the question is, what is realistic? So I'm going to move to a different thing that I'm curious about, whether or not you think is realistic. Howard Lutnick, Commerce Secretary, is putting out some really interesting, bold visions for the future. He's talked about doing away with the income tax, but I guess maybe as an incremental step, he's talking about this today. He's talking about doing away with income tax for people that make less than $150,000. I believe he just talked about this with Martha McCallum.
We discussed was when the president balances the budget, his first move is going to be, he has suggested that he would like to waive taxes for people under $150,000. That's aspirational, that when we balance the budget. And let me tell you, he's got a plan to balance this budget.
Kevin, A, is that realistic? B, is that good? Don't we need citizenry with skin in the game? If you're not paying taxes and you are only receiving government assistance or benefits or aid, then you don't have much incentive to worry about government spending or the future of taxes.
Right, but we're so far away from that right now. We don't even have a plan. Senator Johnson's put forward a plan to balance the budget. You got to shave $1.9 trillion. In addition, get spending back to what 2019 had. There's a lot of work to get there. Then you got to get a tax bill done. Without that initiative, because you score these ideas, that'll score very low in terms of increasing the deficit. So that's going to be very, very tough. And Ways and Means looks at that stuff too. I mean, this big, beautiful bill.
Yeah.
This is a complicated, beautifully complicated bill, and it's got a lot of work to get through. But I don't think you take a section of income earners and say you're off the hook on taxes. I agree with you. I doubt that'll ever happen.
Mr. Wonderful wears 2 watches. I had to call him out before we even started the program. Look at this. I said at some point it's just jewelry. It's not keeping time.
No,
it's just jewelry.
Will,
2 watches.
That's not the case. I'm a horologist, and I love this whole blue thing going on.
And they match.
But this is a Timex for $268.
I love
Why?
it.
Because I'm in the Doge mode. I'm in austerity.
That's what everybody thinks when they look at your 2 watches. Yeah. Austerity. That's exactly what they think, Kevin.
I'm having a lot of fun with it.
All right. Good to see you. Thank you.
You too. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.